You say you had levels. And a very pleasant good afternoon. Welcome to Red Edmonds Field on the campus of Tusculum University in Greenville, Tennessee for South Atlantic Conference softball action today as the Pioneers take on the UVA-wise Cavaliers. I'm Jim Miller. I'll have the action for you today from Red Edmonds Field in this final doubleheader of the 2021 regular season. For the Pioneers, for the Cavaliers, a lot at stake today. A win by Tusculum or 2 wins by UVA-wise. Either of that scenarios would get one of those teams into the South Atlantic Conference tournament for certain. There's still a lot to be determined yet, and we'll try and walk it through as we continue on through our game today. This is the only games in the South Atlantic Conference today. The other ones tomorrow are both of importance, as Mars Hill will take on Coker, and Lenore Ryan will play Newberry tomorrow. And both of those, all Coker, Newberry, and Lenore Ryan still alive in the quest for a South Atlantic Conference postseason berth. Although UVA-wise, if they would win one game today, that would knock Coker out. The magic number is 13. If Tusculum gets one victory, they'll get 13 wins, and that would get them in the field. UVA-wise, 2 wins would get them to 13 and would also guarantee them a spot in the tournament as well. Of course, regardless of what happens today, either team could still get in. So all is not lost depending on what today's results are. It'll just help advance possibly into the tournament, whoever comes away with the wins. For the Pioneers in Game 1, they will turn to the pitching of Caitlin Pickens, who will be making her 6th start of the season, a 3-3 record, a 2.67 earned run average. For UVA-wise, they will go with Rachel Lapallo. She has a record of 7-7 and an earned run average of 3.14. Today's starting lineups for UVA-wise, leading off will be the shortstop Kara Long. Kaylee Jones at first base will bat second. Katie Russell, the designated player, will hit third. Alexis Miles in center field bats fourth. Sarah Barrett, the second baseman, bats fifth. Jenna McDermott in left field bats sixth. Casey Chambers at third base hits seventh. Megan Wilson, the catcher, hits eighth. And Kaylee Huffman, the right fielder, will bat ninth for the Cavaliers, who come into play today with a record of 16 wins, 17 losses, and 1 tie. Co-head coaches of the Cavaliers are Karen and Nick Bitter. For Tusculum, their starting lineup today in game number 1. Anna Alloway will lead off in right field. Maya Maddox, the center fielder, bats second. Alexis Gramp at shortstop hits third. Chloe Freischmidt, the catcher, bats fourth. Emily Sappington, the designated player, hits fifth. Kylie Longmire at third base hits sixth. Haley Lazo at first base bats seventh. Claire Smeltzer, the left fielder, hits eighth. And Brittany France at second base bats ninth, behind Caitlin Pickens, the starting pitcher for the Pioneers today, with that record of 3 wins and 3 losses. Tusculum is coached by Julie Hubner in her 9th season with the Pioneers. Today's starting lineups are being introduced. Tusculum with a record this season of 18-16. They are 12-10 in the South Atlantic Conference. The Pioneers splitting a doubleheader yesterday with Newberry, losing the opener 10-4, and then winning Game 2 by a score of 5-1. UVA-wise, meanwhile, they are coming in with a 3-game winning streak. They swept Mars Hill yesterday on the road, winning 4-2 in the opener and 11-3 in Game 2. The Cavaliers also with a 3-game winning streak as they defeated Limestone 11-5 in Game 2 of their doubleheader that was played back on Tuesday. I have to think about the days of the week here. They all tend to run together after a while at this time of the season. It is senior day here at Tusculum, and the Pioneers honored their 5 seniors before the start of today's game. Anna Alloway was honored along with Alexis Gramp, Brittany France, Kristen Gass, and Delilah Malcheski, all saluted before the start of today's doubleheader between the Pioneers and the Cavaliers. Tusculum's starting lineup is being introduced right now. UVA-wise has been introduced. They are wearing their road black uniforms with white numerals and red trim. Tusculum wearing their white home uniforms with white numerals and black trim. So the starters are making their way on to the field for the Pioneers. And we will pause now for the national anthem prior to the start of today's games.
Anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, the NCAA of the South Atlantic Conference, Tusculum University encourages and promotes sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. Profanity, racial, or ethnic comments or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from Red Emmons Field. Fans would also like to remind you that
Ready for softball action this afternoon as Tusculum taking on UVA-wise in Game 1 of our doubleheader. The umpires for Game 1, Mark Wilson is working the plate. Caroline Zeisler is working on the bases in Game 1 of this doubleheader. Tusculum's defensive alignment behind Caitlin Pickens in Game number 1. It's Claire Smeltzer in left field, Maya Maddox in center, and Anna Alloway in right field. Around the infield, it's Kylie Longmire at third base, Alexis Gramp, the shortstop, Brittany Francis at second, and it's Lazo over at first base. Behind the plate is Chloe Freischmidt, and pitching is Caitlin Pickens for the Pioneers. Pickens, a junior, 5'4" out of Knoxville, Tennessee, Fulton High School, and then Cleveland State Community College. Pickens is making her 6th start of the season, her 9th appearance overall, with a record of 3-3 and a 2.67 earned run average. Pickens has 3 complete games and 1 shutout. She's pitched 42 innings, allowed 43 hits, 16 earned runs. She's walked 15 and struck out 27, and opponents are hitting .270 against Caitlin Pickens. Pickens, one of 5 pitchers to start games for the Pioneers this season, with Emily Sappington getting the majority of the starts at 16. For Pickens, it's going to be her first start in quite a while. Her last start was back on March 21st against Mars Hill. She got the win, went 10 1/3 innings in a 4-3 extra inning victory, allowed 5 hits and 2 earned runs, walked 5, struck out 4. That's the last time she has pitched for the Pioneers as she would get ready to go here. And our first pitch of the doubleheader is outside for a ball. The first pitch at 1:06 this afternoon, and it's wide for a ball to Kara Long. Long hitting .311, 2 home runs, 10 runs batted in. Long is freshman out of Lebanon, Virginia. Takes that one wide for a ball, 2 balls and no strikes. UVA Wise as a team leads the South Atlantic Conference with 43 home runs this season. All up and down the lineup, there's power. 2 balls and no strikes the count to Long. Next pitch is low and away, 3 balls and no strikes. Long ahead in the count, 3-0. That power, partly due to their home field. In 16 home games, they've hit 34 home runs. In 18 road games, they've only hit 9. 3-0 pitch is low and away, ball 4. None of the pitches particularly close to Long, who draws a 4-pitch walk to start the game. Kaylee Jones, the first baseman, comes to the plate. Jones is hitting .319 this season. She has 8 home runs, 25 runs batted in. Jones is a senior, 5'11" out of Coburn, Virginia. The first pitch to her is grounded to third, past Longmire. Gramp will have it. Her long throw across is going to be late, and that'll be an infield single for Kaylee Jones. And just like that, the Cavaliers have runners at first and second with nobody out.
Number 5, Katie Russell.
Katie Russell, the designated player, will hit. Russell's hitting .324 this season, 6 home runs, 20 runs batted in. Russell is a senior, 5'6", out of Seaford, Virginia. And she bats here with 2 on and nobody out in the top of the first inning. Russell is 1 for 7 in yesterday's doubleheader with Mars Hill. First pitch to her is skied foul down the left side, 1 strike to Katie Russell. No balls and 1 strike the count to Russell. Next pitch is high, 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike, the count to Russell. This one is guy down the left side. It's going to go out of play as well. 1 ball and 2 strikes. UVA-wise, not a base-stealing team. They've only stolen 8 bases the entire season. So they play the long ball. They've done it pretty well so far this season. The next pitch in the dirt, blocked by Freischmidt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Alexis Miles, the center fielder, is on deck. Miles, their top home run hitter this season, with 9 of them. 2-2 the count. The pitch is low and in, 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes the count. To Russell. And Pickens in danger of getting herself in a whole heap of trouble here in this top of the first inning. Wind up, and the payoff pitch. Hit foul. Past third, still 3-2. Three and two, the count holds to Katie Russell. Pickens with the windup, the 3-2 pitch. Low and in, but swung on a miss for strike 3. So Pickens gets Russell to chase. She gets her first strikeout, 1 down here in the first inning.
Center fielder number 24, Alexis Miles.
It's Alexis Miles, the center fielder at the plate. Miles, the 5'6" senior out of Hudgens, Virginia. Miles, the leader in home runs on the team with 9. She has 27 runs batted in, hitting .286. First pitch to her. It's popped up towards the UVA-Y's bench. Lazo gives a look, and it's going to be out of play. 1 strike. Miles is on a tear this week. She's hit 4 home runs in 4 games. She had a pair of home runs, knocked in 3 against Limestone in Game 1 of their doubleheader on Tuesday, and then had a home run and 4 RBIs in Game 2, and had 3 RBIs, including a homer yesterday against Mars Hill. So added up, and she was 8 for 15 this week with 4 homers and 9 RBIs. Those are Dalton Martin-like numbers. 1 ball and 1 strike the count to Alexis Miles. Pioneers looking to get out of a first and second nobody out jam. 1 down now, and the pitch is inside to Miles. 2 balls and 1 strike. 61 degrees at the start of today's doubleheader. The wind is blowing out slightly to right as it tends to do at 5 miles an hour. It'll be sunny all day and no chance of rain. This is just how we like it. The 2-1 pitch to Miles is golfed towards short. Graham catches it on the off her shoe tops, and throw on to first base is late as Jones tries to retreat, but Miles is out on the pop, half pop-up, half line drive. It's too much of a tweener to be an infield fly rule, but it's the second out of the inning, and Sarah Barrett, the second baseman, will bat. Barrett, the freshman, 5'4" out of Maysville, Georgia. She's hitting .327 this year. She's got 6 home runs and has knocked in 20. First pitch to her is low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Barrett has played all 34 games for these Cavaliers. One ball and no strikes the count. Pickens' pitch is popped into shallow right field. Alloway will drift in, and she'll put it away. And Pickens works out of a first and second nobody out jam with a strikeout, a pop-up, and a fly ball. 4 UVA-Y's in the top of the first. No runs, a hit, and 2 left. Middle of the first, it's UVA-Y's nothing. Tusculum coming to bat on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Family.
Food's here!
What's it mean to you?
We got lunch.
To us, it means the people you care about, look out for, and yeah, love. Even if you'd never let them hear you say it.
Hey, you're eating hummus?
What's wrong with hummus?
Here at Ingalls, we have everything you need to gather around the table and give each other a hard time. Because that's what families do. Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
Tusculum University is Tennessee's first university. Established in 1794, Tusculum's beautiful campus is nestled in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Students from 31 states and 15 countries have found a home here. With nearly 60 areas of study, Tusculum can help you pioneer your path to success. Visit www.tusculum.edu or call 423-636-7300 to discover the pioneer experience for yourself.
Tusculum coming up for the first time today against the Cavaliers' Rachel Lapallo. Lapallo, a senior, 6 foot, out of North Chesterfield, Virginia. She has a record this season of 7-7. This is her 19th start. She's completed 12, thrown 1 shutout, 100 and a third innings, 109 hits, 45 earned runs, 22 walks, 66 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .271 against Rachel Lapallo, who has a 3.14 earned run average. She started game 1 yesterday against Mars Hill, got the victory, went the distance, 7 innings, 9 hits, 2 runs, struck out 3 in a 4-2 victory. She'll face Anna Alloway to lead things off here. The first pitch to Alloway is inside for a ball, 1-0. Alloway hitting .400 on the dot, 5 home runs, 20 runs batted in. It'll be Alloway, Maddox, and Gramp here in the first. This one's beaten foul at the plate off her foot. 1 ball and 1 strike, the count to Anna Alloway. Alloway, a career .362 hitter, 164 career hits, 23 home runs. She's 3 RBIs shy of 100 for her career. This one is skied into center field. Miles drifts to her right, and she'll make the catch for the first out.
The center fielder number 1, Maya Maddox.
Maya Maddox will come to the plate. Maddox hitting .257, no home runs, 4 runs batted in. Maddox with 14 stolen bases, among the leaders in the South Atlantic Conference this season. Maddox, a senior, 5'2", out of Lewis, Delaware, by way of Nova Southeastern University. Attended Lake Forest High School in beautiful southern Delaware. First pitch is outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes, the count to Maya Maddox. Want to know the count to Maddox. And she takes that for a strike, 1-1. Maddox in yesterday's doubleheader was 1 for 4. She scored 2 runs. Takes that one for a ball, 2 balls and no strikes. She did walk 3 times in game number 1, which is a little unusual for her. She's only walked 8 times this season. 2 balls and a strike, the count to Maddox. The pitch, she offers it that, and it's strike 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count to Maddox. On deck is Alexis Gramp. Lapallo's pitch is outside, 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, the count to Maddox. Lapallo's pitch hit towards short, fielded by Long, or throw across, gets her by a half a step on the dive as Maddox slides headfirst into first base, but she is out for the second out of the inning. And it's Alexis Gramp, the shortstop, coming to the plate. Gramp hitting .324, 9 home runs, 32 runs batted in. She leads the Pioneers in those home runs with 9. The first pitch to her is low and away for a ball, 1-0. She's tied for 7th in the conference in home runs with 9. Yesterday, Gramp was 2 for 6 in the doubleheader with Newberry. First pitch, or the second pitch to her, is lined to left center field. That'll drop in for a base hit. Over to cut it off is McDermott, but she can't do it before it gets to the wall. And into second with a stand-up double is Alexis Gramp. For Gramp, it's her 9th double of the season, and she's a 2-out base runner for catcher Chloe Freischmidt.
The catcher, number 14, Chloe Freischmidt.
Freischmidt hitting .290 with 6 home runs, 28 runs batted in. Freischmidt, the junior 5'6" out of Naples, Florida. Yesterday in the doubleheader with Newberry, she was 2 for 7 at the plate with 2 runs batted in. Freischmidt hitting just .214 at home this season, .319 on the road, where she's hit all 6 of her home runs away from Red Edmonds Field. She does have 10 career home runs. .297 career hitter is Chloe Freischmidt. 1 strike the count to Freischmidt. Apollo winds the 0-1 pitch. Looped foul out of play off the first base side. It's 0-2. Apollo not an overpowering strikeout pitcher. She has 66 strikeouts in 100 innings. They do have a strikeout pitcher, and we may see her later. The 0-2 pitch is hit foul down the first base side. McKenna Falwell, who has started 7 games for the Cavaliers. She's pitched 94 innings, and she has struck out 97 batters this year. Well, Apollo has a jump, but no balls and 2 strikes on Freischmidt. And this one is hit to second, fielded by Barrett. Her throw on to first is in time for the out. And both teams leave a runner in scoring position in the first inning. After 1, it's Tusculum 0, UVA 0 on the Pioneer Sports Network.
The first date. Only one chance to make that first impression. Don't worry, this might be new for you, but Ingalls has been there before. From flowers to the freshest ingredients, we have everything you need to put your best foot forward.
I'm so sorry.
Remember, you can't get to happily ever after without once upon a time. Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
The second inning with Tusculum and UVA scoreless in game number 1 of this doubleheader this afternoon. UVA will have the 6, 7, and 8 batters due here in the top of the second inning against Caitlin Pickens, who gave up a walk and a single in the top of the first inning and then retired the next 3 batters. Tusculum coming into play at 12-10 in the conference, tied with Lenore Rhine for 6th place in the league standings. Tusculum needs just 1 win to clinch a SAC tournament spot for sure. UVA could clinch a SAC tournament spot with 2 wins today for sure. Lincoln Memorial, Anderson, and Catawba will be the top 3 seeds no matter what happens. They're all done with their regular seasons. LMU will be the number 1 seed, Anderson number 2, Catawba 3. Carson Newman and Wingate are also done. They're tied in the standings at 14-10, and the tiebreakers will depend on what happens here and with Lenore Rhine Newberry, because both Tusculum and Lenore Rhine could jump up and tie Carson Newman and Wingate for 4th and 5th place, which will necessitate some tiebreakers. That's all for figuring out after play finishes tomorrow. Jenna McDermott will lead off the top of the second inning for the Cavaliers. McDermott is 5'6" freshman out of Townsend, Delaware. She skies this one to left center field. Maddox on the chase. She dives at the warning track. It's off her glove in play for a hit. Into second base will go McDermott with a double. As Maddox laid out on that one and gave it her best shot, but just unable to come up with it. And it's a two-base hit for McDermott, her fifth double of the season. Fighting the wind and the sun and whatever else is out there today, and it was a good effort by McDermott as a leadoff base runner. Tusculum coach Julie Hubner out to converse with Pickens and Freischmidt, as they will get set to deal with the number 7 hitter in the lineup. It'll be Casey Chambers. Chambers, a 5'11 senior out of Charlotte. She is batting .217 this season with 4 home runs, 11 runs batted in. Cavaliers not necessarily a bunting team either. In 34 games, they've sacrificed just 17 times. Compare that to Tusculum, who has 41 sacrifices in 34 games. Pickens with the first pitch to Chambers. It's on the outside corner for a strike. 1 strike the count to Casey Chambers. Pickens wind up in the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 0-2 the count to Chambers. Chambers was 0 for 3 in yesterday's doubleheader at Mars Hill. She did hit a home run on Tuesday against Limestone, and against Queens back on April the 7th. She went 2 for 3, not hit 2 home runs, and knocked in 5. That one is grounded to third. Longmire will look the runner back. Her throw across is in time for the out. Well, McDermott stays at second as Chambers is retired for the first out of the inning.
The catcher, number 7, Megan Wilson.
And it is the catcher, Megan Wilson, set to bat, 5'6" sophomore out of Suffolk, Virginia. Wilson hitting .163 this season, making her 18th start. She does have a home run, of course, just like everybody else in this team, and 5 runs batted in for Megan Wilson. First pitch to her is lofted to right center field. Maddox tracking it, makes the catch. Tagging is McDermott, and she will move to third after the catch for the second out. So Maddox tracks down that fly ball by Wilson, but McDermott able to move up to third.
The right fielder, number 2, Kaylee Huffman.
And it'll be up to Kaylee Huffman, the right fielder and number 9 batter in the lineup for the Cavaliers. Huffman hitting .226 this season, 3 home runs, 13 runs batted in. Huffman, a senior, 5'6", out of Lynchburg, Virginia, attended Central Virginia Community College. The first pitch to her is off the plate for a ball. Huffman this week is 5 for 12 at the plate, including a double. Pickens, the windup and the 1-0 pitch. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 the count to Huffman. Long, the leadoff batter, waits on deck. Pickens with the wind and the 2-0 pitch. Outside corner for a strike, 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike, the count to Kaylee Huffman. Pickens' 2-1 pitch. Hit towards right center field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. In to score is McDermott as Maddox gets the ball back into second base. But Huffman has an RBI single, and the Cavaliers have the lead 1-0 here in the top of the second inning.
The shortstop, number 15, Carol Long.
For Huffman, that is her 14th run batted in this year. And her first RBI since April the 3rd against Wingate. She'd gone 8 straight games without an RBI until that moment. And it's 1-0 Cavs. As it pitches a strike to Carol Long, who walked on 4 pitches her first time up. Pickens with the windup in the 0-1 pitch. Hit foul towards first. No balls and 2 strikes. Nothing in 2 the count to Carroll Long. Huffman on at first base, a run in. 0-2 pitch is popped up, foul out of play. Still nothing in 2 the count to Long. 0-2 pitch. Loop towards second, and France has it for the 3rd out of the inning. But not before UVA Wise takes the lead on 2 hits, and they leave 1 on base. At the end of an inning and a half, it is UVA Wise 1, Tusculum nothing on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Dear college sports,
there's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us.
And for college sports.
Tasha, did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and a whole lot more? So what are you waiting for? Hip-hop group tag team to help you plan dessert?
Fresh vanilla, rocky road, chocolate, peanut butter cookie dough. Scoop, that is, scoop, that is, scoop, that is, scoop, that is, scoop, shakalaka, 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 shaka, scoop, shakalaka, shakalaka, shakalaka.
Geico. Switch today and see all the ways you could save.
Bottom of the 2nd inning here at Red Emmons Field with UVA Wise leading Tusculum by a score of 1-0. It'll be Emily Sappington leading off for the Pioneers here in the bottom of the 2nd.
Player number 8, Emily Sappington.
Sappington hitting .349 this season, a home run, 21 runs batted in. Sappington also the Pioneers' number 1 pitcher. Not getting the start here in game 1 of today's doubleheader. First pitch is outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Sappington, a sophomore, 5'4" out of Ashburn, Virginia. By way of the University of Connecticut. Next pitch is outside for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Two 2-0 the count to Sappington. Off the plate, 3 balls and no strikes. Sappington was 1 for 5 in yesterday's doubleheader. Last Sunday against Queens, Sappington went 7 for 9 with 2 doubles, a home run, 6 RBIs, and a doubleheader sweep of the Royals. And pitch is taken for a strike. That home run by Sappington against Queens was the first home run of her season and of her career. Wind up in the pitch, fouled to the backstop. 2-2 the count to Sappington. Check that, 3-2's the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count to Sappington leading off the 2nd. Low and away, ball 4, and Sappington draws a walk. Lead off the 2nd inning.
The 3rd baseman, number 5, Kylie Longmire.
Kylie Longmire steps in. Longmire, the junior out of Knoxville's Powell High School, by way of Lee University. Longmire hitting .253, no home runs, 12 runs batted in. First pitch to her is up and away for a ball. Longmire yesterday in the doubleheader was 1 for 3. Game 1 had an RBI double. Apollo's pitch hit to 3rd. On to second. Nope, on to first for the out. Thought they might try and go for the double play, but Chambers instead takes the sure out at first as Sappington takes second.
Lazo.
And Longmire's retired for the first out. And Haley Lazo will come to the plate. Lazo, a 5'7" redshirt freshman out of Port Orange, Florida. Lazo hitting .297, 4 home runs, 13 runs batted in. All 4 of those home runs have come in the last week as she pops this one into shallow center field. Drifting in is Miles, and she'll make the catch for the second out. We'll talk more about Lazo as we continue on in this game, but it's out on 1 pitch. And Claire Smeltzer will come to the plate. Smeltzer hitting .298 this season. No home runs, 11 runs batted in. Smeltzer, a freshman out of Smithfield, Virginia. Yesterday, Smeltzer was 1 for 5 against Newberry. First pitch is taken outside for a ball. One ball and no strikes to count to Claire Smeltzer, with Sappington on at second base and 2 outs. Pitch just misses for a ball, 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes to count to Claire Smeltzer, and time is called. As UVA-wise co-head coach Karen Bitter makes her way to the circle to have a discussion with her infield. Game 2 will be coming up about 30 minutes or so after the conclusion of this game. It'll be the final regular season game for both teams. At least one of these teams, if not both, we'll see next weekend in the South Atlantic Conference Softball Championship Tournament, which will be played right here at Red Edmonds Field. There'll be 4 games on Friday and 3 more games Saturday to determine the SAC champion for 2021. We'll have all the coverage of that tournament here on the Pioneer Sports Network. All 7 games. 2-0 the count to Smeltzer. Lapallo with the 2-0 pitch. It's low and away, 3 balls and no strikes. Brittany France, the second baseman, waits on deck. Three balls and no strikes. That is taken for a strike. 3-1 the count to Smeltzer. Three-one pitch. Outside ball 4. Second walk of the inning issued by Lapallo, and the Pioneers have runners at first and second with 2 outs for the second baseman, Brittany France. France is hitting .216 this season. No home runs, 2 runs batted in, making her 30th start of the year. France, one of the seniors honored before today's game, the 5'2" senior out of Knoxville's Powell High School. One ball and no strikes to count to France. That pitch is up and away. Nice stop there by the catcher Wilson. 2 balls and no strikes. Or check that, 1 ball, 1 strike to count. France was 0 for 4 in yesterday's doubleheader. That pitch is a strike, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. France with 90 career hits in 4 seasons. And she's down to count 1 ball and 2 strikes. This one is popped towards third, and making the catch is Chambers for the 3rd out of the inning. Nothing doing for the Pioneers in the second. They did have 2 base runners, no hits and 2 left. The end of 2. It's UVA Wise 1, Tusculum nothing on the Pioneer Sports Network.
I pledge.
I pledge.
I pledge. I pledge.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
There's Martin's 12th home run of this. We go to the top of the third inning here at Red Edmonds Field with UVA Wise leading Tusculum by a score of 1-0. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Cavaliers. Kaylee Jones, the first baseman, leading it off. Jones singled in her first at bat.
The first baseman, number 10, Kaylee Jones.
But advanced no further as Kaylin Pickens got the next 3 batters out. Pickens ready to work the first pitch on the outside corner for a strike. 1 strike the count to Kaylee Jones. The windup in the 0-1 pitch. Low and outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 the count to Jones. She'll be followed by Russell and Miles here in the third. The 1-1 pitch. Inside, 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike, the count to Kaylee Jones. Pickens 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1. Three balls and 1 strike, the count to Jones. Alexis Grant comes in to offer a word of encouragement for Pickens. Wind up in 3-1 pitch. Golfed foul down the left side. It's 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, the count to Jones leading off the third inning. Three-two pitch is low and outside, ball 4. Second walk allowed by Pickens. Jones is a leadoff base runner here in the third. And it'll bring up Katie Russell, the designated player. Russell struck out her first time up. Jones, a runner at first base, has just attempted 1 stolen base this year, and she was unsuccessful. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Russell. Pickens with the 1-0 pitch. Hit to short, past Gramp in the left field for a base hit. Cutting it off will be the left fielder Smeltzer. Not before the ball comes into second base, or to third base. And into second base with a double is Russell. Jones takes third. So a walk and a double, and That'll be the end of the day for Pickens. As coming into pitch for the Pioneers will be Keelan Reynolds. Reynolds, a freshman out of Roane County High School in Kingston, Tennessee. She will come on in relief of Pickens here with runners at second and third, nobody out in the top of the third inning. So Reynolds will try and get out of trouble here in this third inning. Reynolds is making her 14th appearance this year. She's started 6 games. She has a 2-2 record, a 3.68 earned run average. Reynolds has thrown 32 in a third innings, allowed 43 hits and 17 earned runs. She's walked 17, struck out 22, and opponents are hitting .314 against Keelan Reynolds. So Reynolds will have her hands full as she enters this ball game in the top of the third inning, with runners at second and third and nobody out. Reynolds yesterday pitched in relief against Newberry. He went 2 1/3 innings, gave up 6 hits and 4 runs. Only 1 of them was earned. The last start was against Anderson on Thursday. She took the loss in a 10-1 loss, gave up 5 runs and 5 hits in 2 innings. Reynolds' last win back on March the 4th against Lees McRae in a 9-6 victory. She threw 3 2/3 innings of relief to get the win there. 2-2 record this season. And she'll have to deal with Alexis Miles, the cleanup hitter for the Cavaliers, who lined out to short her first time up. First pitch, hit foul past third, 1 strike. One strike, the count to Alexis Miles. Nothing in 1 the count. Reynolds, the windup and the 0-1 pitch. Outside, a ball and a strike. One ball and 1 strike to count to Alexis Miles. One pitch. Hit foul towards the Tusculum dugout. It's a ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 the count to Alexis Miles. Miles, a senior out of Hudgens, Virginia. 1-2 pitch. Hit foul again. Reynolds working her inside, and Miles just unable to get that bat head out quick enough to avoid fouling it into the dugout area. Or maybe too quickly, as the case were. 1 and 2 the count. Change up there, and Miles able to get just enough of it to foul it back. The count holds at 1 and 2. And that caught a piece of the home plate umpire Mark Wilson on the foul tip, but he says he's all right. Says he's all right. 1 and 2 the count remains to Alexis Miles. Reynolds' pitch is golfed to left center field. That will drop in for a base hit and find lots of open space to the wall. Jones scores. Russell scores. On at second with a double is Alexis Miles. And UVA Wise extends its lead to 3-0 on a 2-run double by Alexis Miles. For Miles, it's her 7th double of the season. RBIs 28 and 29. And the Cavaliers now have a 3-0 lead here in the third. Sarah Barrett will bat. Barrett popped up to shallow right field her first time up. First pitch to Barrett is taken high for a ball, 1-0. One ball and no strikes to count to Barrett. That pitch is called a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 1 the count to Barrett. The book is now closed on Pickens. That pitch is swung on and missed, strike 2. Pickens goes 2 innings, allows 4 hits, 3 earned runs. She walked 2, struck out 1. 38 pitches. One and 2 the count. And the pitch. Swung a miss, strike 3. Reynolds gets her first strikeout, 1 down here in the third.
The left fielder, number 20, Jenna McDermott.
And Jenna McDermott will bat. McDermott doubled and scored in the second. (3-0) UVA Wise here in the third. This final doubleheader of the regular season. The pitch is high for a ball, 1-0. One ball and no strikes the count to McDermott. Reynolds' pitch hit towards short. Gramp has it. Her throw across is in time by a step. And McDermott is thrown out for the second out of the inning.
The third baseman, number 6, Casey Chambers.
Casey Chambers bats with 2 outs. Chambers grounded out to third her first time up. Reynolds will try and limit the damage here for the Pioneers in the third inning. Try and keep this a 3-0 game. Pitch to Chambers is outside for a ball, 1-0. One ball and no strikes to count to Chambers. This one is launched foul, out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. There's activity in the Tusculum bullpen. One and 1 the count. The pitch is called strike 1 and 2. One ball, 2 strikes the count to Chambers. One-two pitch, hit up the middle. Gramp with the dive, but she'll have no play. It's safe all around, but Gramp likely saving a run with that diving stop and that ground ball up the middle by Chambers, who has the hit. 6th hit of the game for the Cavaliers, their 3rd hit of the inning. And leaves runners at first and third with 2 outs for the catcher, Megan Wilson. Wilson flied out to center field her first time up. Batting with Miles, the runner, at third, and Chambers on at first. 2 outs, 2 runs in. Reynolds' pitch is low for a ball, 1-0. One ball and no strikes the count to Megan Wilson. Reynolds with the pitch. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 the count to Megan Wilson. Wind up the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Two and one the count to Wilson. Reynolds with the wind, the 2-1 pitch. Foul tipped at the plate, 2-2. Two balls, two strikes with 2 outs here in the third. Two and two the count, the pitch. Ball low, blocked by Freischmidt. That's a full count, 3-2. Three and two the count. Chambers will be off with the pitch with 2 outs. Beaten foul at the plate. It hit the batter in the batter's box, so we'll keep it right here. Tusculum baseball playing just over the center field fence today against Limestone. For the home run horn twice today, once by Dalton Martin, once just now by Dalen Adderley. They are tied with Limestone 2-2, and they're in the bottom of the 4th inning in game 1 of their doubleheader. Tusculum baseball team has clinched the number 2 seed in this week's SAC tournament. 3-2 the count, the pitch, lined just foul down the left field side. 3-2, we'll do it again with Chambers with 2 outs. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Chambers stands in again against Reynolds. Pitch, swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Reynolds. That'll do it for the Cavaliers in the third, but they get 2 runs in the inning on 3 hits, and they leave 2. After 2.5 innings in game 1 of our doubleheader, it's UVA's 3, Tusculum nothing on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela burns it. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org/opportunity.
We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Tusculum trailing UVA-Wise 3-0. Jim Miller with you this afternoon on the Pioneer Sports Network. Glad you could join us for today's doubleheader. Our producer today is Doug Page. Tusculum down 3-0 here in the 3rd. This is the final doubleheader of the regular season for the Pioneers. One of these teams will earn a SAC tournament berth after today's games are finished. And Alloway leading off here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. She swings at the first pitch and hits it to 3rd. Chambers throw across. It's a little high, but the stretch by Jones gets the out on 1 pitch. So Rachel Lapallo has had just 1 hit. She's walked 2 through 2 innings, now 2 1/3. Maya Maddox will bat. Maddox grounded to short her first time up. First pitch to Maddox, squares to show bunt, takes the ball. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Maya Maddox. One 1-0 pitch. Off the glove of the catcher Wilson, 2 balls and no strikes. Two know the count to Maddox. Gramp and Freischmidt await. Lopalo's pitch. Outside, 3 balls and no strikes. Three and 0 the count to Maddox. Up and in, ball 4. It's a 4-pitch walk to Maddox. Third walk issued by Lopalo. Alexis Gramp comes to the plate. Gramp had a double in the first inning. Gramp, a 5'11" grad student out of Harrison, Tennessee, Chattanooga Central High School, and attended Chipola College, her 3rd season here at Tusculum. Gramp squares up, takes a strike. 1 strike, the count to Alexis Gramp. Gramp has hit 17 career home runs in 92 games at Tusculum, 71 RBIs, 85 career hits. She's a .310 career hitter. Runner is going. The pitch is popped up. Maddox is going to need to get back as the right fielder makes the play for the out. Huffman in to make the catch, but it was hit high enough that Maddox was able to retreat to first base safely.
Catcher number 14, Chloe Freischmidt.
So the hit and run unsuccessful there for the Pioneers, and Chloe Freischmidt will bat with 2 outs. Freischmidt grounded out to second to end the first inning. Freischmidt, the first pitch to her is low for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Chloe Freischmidt. One 1-0 pitch. Runner goes. The pitch is a strike. The throw to second is late. Stolen base for Maya Maddox, her 15th in as many attempts. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Freischmidt. Limestone leads Tusculum 3-2 in baseball in the top of the 5th inning. All 5 runs in the game have been home runs. 5 of the 7 hits in the game have been home runs. All solo shots. This one is hit to left center field. Tracking it is left fielder McDermott, and she will make the catch to retire the side. A walk and nothing else for the Pioneers in the 3rd. We're through 3 innings in Game 1. The score is UVA-Wise 3, Tusculum nothing on the Pioneer Sports Network. Top of the fourth inning here at Red Emmons Field with UVA leading Tusculum 3-0. It'll be Huffman, Long, and Jones due up for the Cavaliers in the fourth against Keelan Reynolds, who came in the third inning, gave up a 2-run double to Alexis Miles, but nothing else. Starter Caitlin Pickens charged with all 3 runs for the Pioneers. Huffman knocked in the first run of the game with an RBI single in the second inning. Reynolds' first pitch is a strike swinging. More activity in the Tusculum bullpen. Madison Michael is throwing down there. 1 strike the count to Huffman. Foul tip at the plate. No balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 to Huffman. Reynolds with the windup, the 0-2 pitch. Chop foul at the plate, still 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes, the count remains to Kaylee Huffman. Line up the 0-2 pitch. Beaten foul at the plate again, still 0-2. Oh, and 2, the count stays to Huffman. Reynolds. To wind up the 0-2 pitch. Change-up fouled away, still 0-2. UVA 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. Tusculum no runs, 1 hit, and no errors. Nothing in 2 the count to Huffman, the pitch. Half swing, and she went, strike 3.
The shortstop, number 15, Kara Long.
So after all the battling, Huffman goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning. And I'll bring up the shortstop, Kara Long. Long has walked and lined out in 2 plate appearances. Reynolds ready to go. First pitch to Long is hit towards third. Collected by Longmire. Her throw across is in time for the out. So a 1 pitch out.
10, Kaylee Jones.
Much appreciated by Reynolds for the second out of the inning. Kaylee Jones, the first baseman will bat. She has singled and walked in her 2 plate appearances and has scored a run. First pitch by Reynolds. It's hit towards center field right at Maddox, right on the line for the third out of the inning. So after the long at bat by Huffman, Long and Jones each go out on 1 pitch to end the inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left. Halfway home in game 1, the middle of the fourth. It is UVA 3, Tusculum 0 on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Hello, my name is Jacob Fate, and I'm the Dean of the College of Business at Tusculum University. I'm proud to share with you that the programs in the College of Business received accreditation through ACBSP in December of 2018. The Accreditation Council for Business Schools and Programs accredits business schools and programs worldwide. This accreditation elevates our programs to the top programs worldwide.
Tusculum University is Tennessee's first university. Established in 1794, Tusculum's beautiful campus is nestled in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Students from 31 states and 15 countries have found a home here. With nearly 60 areas of study, Tusculum can help you pioneer your path to success. Visit www.tusculum.edu or call 423-636-7300 to discover the Pioneer experience for yourself.
Bottom of the fourth inning here at Red Emmons Field. Tusculum down 3-0. Emily Sappington will lead off for the Pioneers. She walked her first plate appearance. Facing Rachel Apollo, who was allowed just one hit through 3 innings. It was a double by Alexis Gramp in the first. She has walked 3 and has yet to strike out a batter. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Sappington. She'll be followed by Longmire and Lazo here in the fourth. The 1-0 pitch. Strike on the frame job there by Wilson. 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch. Foul tip. 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes to count to Sappington. Fouls to the screen, still 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes to count to Emily Sappington. One-two pitch. Low and away, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to count to Sappington. The pitch is low and away, 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes to count to Emily Sappington. She walked to lead off the second inning, got as far as second, but no further. Apollo's 3-2 pitch is fouled back to the screen, still 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Sappington facing LaPaulo. The pitch is low and outside, ball 4, and Emily Sappington has walked for the second time.
The third baseman, number 5, Kylie Longmire.
Those 2 walks, Sappington has now tied Alexis Gramp for the team lead in walks with 11. And we're going to have a runner at first base. It'll be Kristen Gass running at first base for Sappington. Gass, one of the 5 seniors honored before the start of today's game out of Etowah, North Carolina.
Pinch running for the Pioneers, number 17, Kristen Gass.
So she'll run for Sappington at first base, Will Gass. Gass has been used almost exclusively as a runner this season. She has scored 7 runs. And the bunt by Longmire is thrown away at first base by LaPaulo. Down the right field line, Gass will be held up at third base. Into second base is Longmire on the throwing error by the pitcher on the sacrifice attempt. So a sacrifice there by Longmire.
It's Lazo.
And LaPaulo just winged it over the first baseman's head for an error. And it's second and third, nobody out. So Gass now at third, Longmire on at second, and Lazo steps in. Lazo flied to center her first time up. And she lines this one to center field, and it is caught by the center fielder, Miles. Coming in to score is Gass as the throw goes into third. Lazo has a sacrifice fly RBI, her 14th RBI of the season. And the Pioneers are on the board. It's 3-1.
The left fielder, number 20, Claire Smeltzer.
Claire Smeltzer will bat. Smeltzer walked her first time up. First pitch to Smeltzer is taken for a strike. Smeltzer drew one of the 4 walks that has been issued so far by LaPaulo. The 0-1 pitch. Off the plate, 1 ball and 1 strike. The windup, the 1-1 pitch. Low and away, 2-1. Two balls and one strike, the count. Chopped towards third, collected by Chambers. No play. No play there at all. And it's going to be a fielder's choice as she looked the runner back and then had no play. If she'd have gone right to first, she probably would have had the out. And says she gets nothing and likes it. And the Pioneers have runners at first and second with one out. And we're going to have a pinch hitter. This will be Claire Kraut.
Pinch hitting number 9, Claire Kraut.
Kraut, the sophomore, 5'3" out of Candler, North Carolina. She has started 19 games this season, hitting .230 with no home runs, 8 runs batted in. And she takes ball 1. The 1-0 pitch, way outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0 the count to Kraut. Two pitches in low and inside, 3-0. Three and 0 the count, and we have a discussion at the circle. Three and 0 the count to Kraut. 3-0 pitch in there for a strike. 3-1 the count. The 3-1 pitch. Popped up, foul. Is there play? There is not. It is out of play. As Jones was pursuing the ball and it went out of play. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Claire Kraut. Longmire, the runner at second, Smeltzer on at first with 1 out. 3-2 pitch. Popped up again. Shallow right center field. Huffman calls for it. She makes the catch as she collides with Miles for the out. Huffman gets up. She'll be okay. Miles, a little stunned, but it looks like she's going to be okay as well as everybody drives away from that collision. 3-2 pitch on the pop-up. The runners were not going, and the second out of the inning is recorded.
The right fielder, 0-0, Anna Alloway.
They still got to contend with Anna Alloway with runners at first and second, 2 outs. Alloway's 0 for 2. She's flied to center and grounded to third. First pitch is low for a ball, 1-0. Tusculum's manufactured a run without benefit of a hit in this inning. The error looms large as the run scored by Gatz and all ensuing runs this inning will be unearned. 1-0 pitch. Popped up towards short. Long, drifts under it, makes the catch and goes to the ground as she makes the play. The out is recorded. The inning is over. For the Pioneers, a run, no hits, and they leave 2. After 4 full innings in Game 1 of our doubleheader, it's UVAY's 3, Tusculum 1 on the Pioneer Sports Network.
You're right. That's a 5th floor problem.
Not in my house. No. Not today.
Jimmy, how happy are folks who save hundreds of dollars switching to Geico?
Happier than Dikembe Mutombo blocking a shot.
Nice.
Get happy. Get Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more. We go to the top of the fifth inning. UVA is holding on to a 3-1 lead over Tusculum. It'll be the heart of the order for the Cavaliers here in the fifth. Russell, Miles, and Barrett against Keelan Reynolds, who came in the third inning. And she has allowed 2 hits and no runs of her own. She struck out 3. Katie Russell leading it off for the Cavs. She has struck out and doubled and has scored a run. Reynolds' pitch is low for a ball, 1-0. 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for UVA-Wise. A run, a hit, and no errors for Tusculum. Game 1 of this doubleheader. Behind the 1-0 pitch. Low, 2-0. Two balls and no strikes the count. To Russell. Reynolds with the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Two balls and 1 strike the count to Katie Russell out of Seaford, Virginia. Reynolds' 2-1 pitch is swung on a miss, strike 2. Two and 2 the count to Russell, leading off the fifth. The 2-2 pitch. Inside and low, 3 and 2. Three and 2 the count to Russell. Payoff pitch, beaten foul at the plate, still 3 and 2. Three and 2 the count. Pitch, line towards right center field. That'll be a base hit. Maddox over to cut it off. Russell on at first base with her second hit of the game. She is 2 for 3. And she has a leadoff base runner. Seventh hit of the game for the Cavaliers. And for the 4th time in 5 innings, the Cavs have their leadoff runner on base. Alexis Miles, the center fielder, bats. Miles has lined out to short and doubled home 2 runs. Those 2 RBIs, the difference in this game right now. First pitch to her is swatted foul down the left field line. 1 strike the count to Alexis Miles. Reynolds. Ready to work. The 0-1 pitch. High, 1-1. One ball and one strike the count to Miles. Wind up the 1-1 pitch. Low, 2-1. Two balls and a strike, the count to Miles. The 2-1 pitch, low, 3-1. No activity in the Tusculum bullpen at the moment. Madison Michael had been throwing earlier. 3-1 the count to Miles. Hit foul past thirds, now 3-2. Three and two the count to Alexis Miles. Reynolds delivers 3-2, fouled away. Miles out in front of these deliveries by Reynolds. Three and two. Reynolds pitch, low, ball 4. And the Cavaliers have runners at first and second with nobody out.
The second baseman, number 1, Sarah Barrett.
Sarah Barrett will come to the plate. Barrett is 0 for 2. She has popped up to right field and struck out. Was the first of Reynolds' 3 strikeout victims in this game. The windup in the first pitch. She does show bunt. She offered at it. It's strike. Barrett has 1 sacrifice this season. Again, UVA is not a sacrificing team. They've only had 17 successful sacrifices. One strike to count. Barrett shows bunt again and bunts that one foul. Maybe that's why they've only bunted 17 times. Barrett does have 6 home runs this season. Nothing in 2 the count. How many times do you see a player miss 2 bunts and then launch one somewhere? For the Pioneers' sake, they're hoping that this is not one of those moments. Nothing in 2 to Barrett, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So that worked out well for Tusculum as Barrett goes down on strikes for the second time. 1 out here in the 5th, and the left fielder Jenna McDermott comes to the plate. McDermott doubled and scored in the 2nd and grounded to short in the 3rd. McDermott, a .248 hitter coming into play today. She does lead the team in walks with 15. Reynolds pitch, hit towards 3rd. Longmire will step on the bag. She'll throw across, and it's dropped by Lazo. Everybody's safe. Safe at first base is McDermott on what will just be a fielder's choice.
The third baseman, number 6, Casey Chambers.
Reynolds is out, or Russell is out at 3rd, 5 unassisted, and safe at first base is McDermott on a fielder's choice. And Casey Chambers will bat with 2 on and 2 out. Chambers is grounded out and singled. This one is hit down the left field line.
A foul ball, strike one. One strike to count to Chambers. Looking back at that ground ball by McDermott, it looked like she had the play beat anyway, even if Lazo would have been able to come up with the throw. The pitch is outside for a ball, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Casey Chambers. Miles, the runner at second, McDermott at first with 2 outs here in the 5th inning. Keelan Reynolds trying to pitch out of the 5th inning jam. 1-1 pitch. Popped up, and it's out of play, 1-2. A single and a walk had put runners at first and second with nobody out, but a strikeout at a fielder's choice leaves us with first and second, 2 outs. 1-2 the count to Chambers. Reynolds pitch. Hit off the bag at third. It's a fair ball down the left field line. Around third is Miles. She will score as the throw comes in to Longmire at third base. And Casey Chambers has delivered an RBI single. Miles scores, and it's a 4-1 UVA-wise lead here in the 5th.
The catcher, number 7, Megan Wilson.
Now Chambers just drilled that one right off the bag at third as Longmire dove for it. Chambers' 12th run batted in this season. The Pioneer infield will come together for a conference before Megan Wilson comes to the plate. Chambers is now 2 for 3 in the game as the Cavaliers have 8 hits as a team. They now lead at 4-1 here in the 5th inning. So they get the run back that Tusculum got in the bottom of the 4th. Cavaliers have almost matched their hit total from yesterday. They had, in that doubleheader, they had 12 total hits, 4 in the first game, 8 in the second game. The one thing the Cavaliers haven't done yet today is hit a home run. They have hit a home run in 14 straight games. That pitch is taken for a strike. It's hard to believe, but it's true. Last time they did not hit a home run in a game was March 16th against Carson Newman. King, Lenore Rhine, Wingate, Queens, Catawba, Limestone, Mars Hill. Home runs in each game of those doubleheaders. 1 strike to count to Wilson. Reynolds pitch. Beaten to third. Longmire will step on the bag and the inning is over. But a run in the inning for the Cavaliers on 2 hits, and they leave 2. We're through 4.5 innings in game 1 of our doubleheader. It's UVA-wise 4, Tusculum 1 on the Pioneer Sports Network. We're off to the bottom of the 5th inning here at Red Edmonds Field. Tusculum trailing UVA-wise 4-1. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Pioneers here in the 5th against Rachel Lapallo. Lapallo has been effective enough. She's been a little wild, but she's gotten out of trouble for the most part. She's walked 4, has not struck out a batter, but she's only given up 1 hit through 4 innings. Maya Maddox will lead it off here in the 5th inning. Maddox has grounded out and walked and stolen a base. First pitch to her. Squares up, takes the ball.
Maddox, Gramp, Freischmidt for the Pioneers in the 5th. The pitch. Take it for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0 the count to Maya Maddox. That's low. 3 balls and no strikes. Three and 0 the count to Maddox. The pitch, high strike. 3-1. They call those the old automatic. 3-1 the count to Maddox. 3-1 pitch. That's inside corner, strike 2. Three balls, 2 strikes, the count to Maddox. Payoff pitch, she hacks and misses and strikes out. So Lapallo comes back from 3-0 to get the strikeout of Maddox for the first out here in the 5th inning. Alexis Gramp will bat. Gramp has the only hit of the game for the Pioneers, a double in the 1st inning. She's also flied out to right. And she hits one fair down the third base line. Into the corner, picked up by McDermott, and she'll hold Gramp to a single. So Gramp is 2 for 3, has both hits for the Pioneers. And she is a 1-out base runner for the catcher, Chloe Freischmidt. Freischmidt has grounded to second and flied out to left. So the Pioneers now with their 2nd hit of the game. They will try and mount a rally here. First pitch is popped to foul out of play, 1 strike. One strike to count to Chloe Freischmidt, the Pioneer catcher. Pitch, low, 1-1. One ball and 1 strike to count. One pitch, low, 2-1. Time is called as co-head coach Karen Bitter will come out to the circle to talk this one over with her pitcher, Lapallo, out along with the rest of the Cavalier infield. If UVA Wise holds on and wins this game, the ramifications in the conference standings would be that Coker would be eliminated. Coker is actually still alive. And they would need... They're rooting hard for Tusculum. They need UVA Wise to get swept today. And they need to sweep Mars Hill tomorrow, need some help from Newberry, and they might have a chance of sneaking into the field. But if Wise gets the win, Coker will no longer be a factor in the conference tournament. Limestone is also eliminated at the bottom of the standings. They are finished at 10-14 in the conference. Queens, they finished their regular season as well. They're out. They were 4-20. So in reality, there's 10 teams still alive for a conference tournament berth. 2-1 pitch to Freischmidt is popped up in the infield. Long, the shortstop, makes the catch right near the second base bag for the 2nd out of the inning. Gramp stays at first. Emily Sappington will bat. Sappington has walked twice. After her 2nd walk in the 4th inning, she was run for by Kristen Gass, who scored the Pioneers' only run. Sappington re-entered at the end of the inning. So Sappington at the plate with Gramp on at first base. First pitch, outside for a ball, 1-0. One ball and no strikes, the count to Sappington. 1-0 pitch. Runner goes, and Sappington lines it foul. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. One and 1 the count. 1-1 pitch. That's a strike, 1 and 2. One ball and 2 strikes to count to Emily Sappington. 1-2 pitch. Outside, Gramp is running. The throw down to second is going to be late. It's a stolen base for Alexis Gramp. That is her 5th stolen base this season without being caught. As a team now, Tusculum 25 out of 26 in stolen base opportunities. Two and 2 the count to Sappington. The pitch by LaPalo looked good, but called a ball, 3 and 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count to Sappington, who's looking for her 3rd walk of the game. Payoff pitch. Hit to third. Chambers scoops it up. She'll throw across in time for the out, and the inning is over. A hit and 1 left. We're through 5 innings in game 1 of our doubleheader. It's UVA-Wise 4, Tusculum 1 on the Pioneer Sports Network. Top of the 6th inning here at Red Edmonds Field with UVA-Wise leading Tusculum by a score of 4-1. UVA-Wise out hitting Tusculum 8-2. And Kaylee Huffman will lead off the top of the 6th inning against the Pioneer relief pitcher Keelan Reynolds, who has given up 4 hits and a run in 3 innings of relief, 4 strikeouts. Huffman has singled home a run and struck out. She grounds this one foul at third as Longmire knocks it down. 1 strike to count to Kaylee Huffman. It'll be Huffman, Long, and Jones here in the 6th. Tusculum baseball trails Limestone 5-3 in the 7th in game 1 of their doubleheader. That has ramifications for Limestone, which is trying to hold off Mars Hill for the final spot in the conference tournament. Pitch is taken for a ball, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch coming from Reynolds. Low, 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike to count to Huffman. 2-1 pitch. back up the middle, past a diving Gramp into center field for a base hit. Huffman has her second hit of the game, 9th hit for the Cavaliers, and she's the leadoff base runner, as Wise has now gotten the leadoff runner on base 5 out of 6 innings in this game.
The shortstop, number 15, Carol Long.
Tusculum coach Julie Hubner will make her way to the circle, discuss the situation with Reynolds and her infield. One more coming up this afternoon. It'll be a final game of the regular season for the Pioneers. South Atlantic Conference Tournament gets underway Friday with 4 games Friday and 3 games on Saturday. Here at Red Edmonds Field, we'll have all the action for you on the Pioneer Sports Network. The discussion is over, and Reynolds will prepare to go to work here against leadoff batter Kara Long. Long has been aggressive at the plate her last 2 plate appearances. She's walked her first time up, and then she's lined out and grounded out. We'll see what the Cavaliers decide to do here on the base pass. See if they'll try and manufacture another run or not. And she does square up to bunt, gets it down to third base. Longmire will throw across to first. It's off the bag, and everybody's safe. On to third base goes Huffman. Trying to take second is Long, and she's going to be thrown out, but scoring on the play is Huffman. And UVA Wise extended its lead to 5-1. We'll have to go back and look at this one again. Huffman has scored. Long sacrifices to third, and then she's out advancing. So we'll see what the scoring play is here, as
The first baseman, number 10, Kaylee Jones.
the throw by Longmire was to France covering first. Then France recovers and throws out the runner at second. So Long is safe on a sacrifice. She's out at second, 4-6, and Huffman scores on the throwing error by the third baseman. The pitch is a strike to Jones. No RBI on the play. 1 strike the count to Kaylee Jones. Five to 1 now. The pitch is low for a ball, 1-1. One ball and 1 strike the count to Jones. One pitch, hit foul down the third base side, 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes the count to Huffman. Kaylee Jones batting with a 1-2 count. Pitch. Lofted to left field. Giving chase and making a diving catch is Smeltzer in left field for the second out. Great play out there in left field by Claire Smeltzer as she laid out for that one and makes the catch for the out as the ball was hit on the line by Jones and the catch made by Smeltzer for the second out of the inning. Katie Russell, the designated player, will bat. Russell has struck out, doubled, and singled, and she has scored a run. 5-1 UVA Wise here, top of the 6th. Reynolds pitch, taken low for a ball, 1-0. One ball and no strikes to count to Russell. One 0 pitch, hit foul, 1-1. One ball and 1 strike to count. Reynolds, the 1-1 pitch. Change up in there for a strike, 1-2. One and two, the count to Katie Russell. The 1-2 pitch. Bounces up there, 2-2. Two balls and two strikes, the count to Katie Russell with 2 outs here in the 6th. UVA-wise leading 5-1. 2-2 pitch. Change up, fouled away, still 2-2. Count remains 2-2 to Katie Russell. Reynolds 2-2 pitch, low and in, 3-2. Reynolds has walked 1, struck out 4 since coming on in the 3rd inning. And as usually is the case, the batter who walked scored. Three balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the 6th. Reynolds pitch, fouled at the plate, still 3-2. Pitch 8 of this at bat coming up for Reynolds against Russell. He'll go again at 3-2. Swing and a miss on the changeup. So Reynolds gets her 5th strikeout of the ball game, but the Cavaliers do get a run on a hit and an error, and nobody left on base. Middle of the 6th, game 1 of our doubleheader. It's UVA-wise 5, Tusculum 1 on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Broken windshield, take 1.
Hey guys, my windshield just got broken. I feel like I need to blow off some steam. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Mr. Blanks, there's no need to be stressed. Geico makes it easy to file a claim online, on the app, or over the phone.
Yeah, but what if I never hear back? That's gonna make me want to go, check.
Nope, your Geico claims team is always there for you.
That makes me want to celebrate with some fireworks. 5, 6, 7, go. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah!
Geico, great service without all the drama.
Johnson City Toyota is the #1 Toyota dealership in the Tri-Cities because we make buying simple. First, we discount every vehicle every day, and we stand behind what we sell with a lifetime warranty. For more, simply go to johnsоncitytoyota.com.
Bottom of the 6th inning here at Red Emmons Field. Tusculum trailing 5-1 in game 1 of this doubleheader. Kylie Longmire will lead off the bottom of the 6th inning for the Pioneers. She is grounded out and was safe on a sacrifice throwing error, which led to Tusculum's only run of the game back in the 4th inning. Longmire, Lazo, and Smeltzer for the Pioneers in the 6th against Rachel Lapalo, who has walked 4, struck out just 1. Thrown 82 pitches through 5 innings, but has allowed just 1 run on 2 hits. The first pitch is popped up towards 3rd. Chambers will make the catch for the first out of the inning. Longmire gone on 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 6th.
First baseman, number 30, Lazo.
It's Haley Lazo coming to the plate for the Pioneers. Lazo is flied out twice to center, the second time scored a run on a sacrifice fly. First pitch to Lazo is popped up down the right field side. Fighting the sun and giving way to the second baseman, Barrett, is Jones, and Barrett makes the catch in foul territory for the second out. 2 pitches, 2 outs here in the 6th inning. And Claire Smeltzer will bat with 2 outs and nobody on base.
Number 20, Claire Smeltzer.
Smeltzer has walked and has reached on a fielder's choice on a ground ball to 3rd. First pitch to her, take it for a strike. One strike the count to Claire Smeltzer. Lapallo with the 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1-1. Pioneers will cycle around to the top of the lineup in the bottom of the 7th inning. Unless they can get a 2-out rally going here in the 6th. The 1-1 pitch. Right there for a strike, 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count to Claire Smeltzer. The 1-2 pitch. Low and outside, 1-2. Two and two the count. The windup in the pitch. Low and away, 3-2. Lapallo coming up to her 90th pitch this afternoon through 6 innings, or 5 2/3. 3-2 pitch. Popped up towards second. Barrett backing up to the edge of the grass and makes the catch. And the inning is over. A very quick 1-2-3 inning for Rachel Lapallo, who's through 6 innings. Nothing doing for the Pioneers in the 6th. We head to the top of the 7th. It is UVA-Wise 5 and Tusculum 1 on the Pioneer Sports Network. Top of the 7th inning here at Red Emmons Field, and it's Alexis Miles leading off for UVA-Wise. Miles is 1 for 2 officially. She's lined out, doubled home 2 runs, and walked and scored a run. 5-1 UVA-Wise here in the 7th. First pitch from Keelan Reynolds is taken for a strike. Reynolds in her 5th inning in relief of the starter, Caitlin Pickens. This will be her 75th pitch in relief. And the 0-1 bounced up there, 1-1. Miles, Barrett, McDermott due up for the Cavaliers here in the 7th. If UVA-Wise holds on and wins this game, Coker would be eliminated from the SAC tournament race. This one is hit just foul down the third base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 the count to Miles. Pioneer Baseball is down 5-3 in the bottom of the 7th. They've got the tying run on base with 2 outs. The 1-2 pitch on the changeup, swing and a miss. Freischmidt will throw down to first for the out.
The second baseman, number 1, Sarah Barrett.
6 strikeouts now for Reynolds. Reynolds' season high in strikeouts. Is 6. Grounder to short. Gramp has it. Throw across in time by a half step to get Barrett for the second out. Barrett now 0 for 4 in the game. So the 6 strikeouts for Reynolds. Her previous season high.
Number 20, Jenna McDermott.
Her previous season high in strikeouts was 4 against Emmanuel back on February the 17th. And Reynolds has struck out 6 today. And it'll be Jenna McDermott, the left fielder. She has doubled and scored, grounded out, and reached on a fielder's choice. Pitch is low for a ball, 1-0. Tusculum has the potential winning run at the plate, and Brandon Trammell in baseball on the bottom of the 7th. Trammell, the conference home run leader, with 13 of them, or 12. A lot. The 1-0 pitch is a strike, 1-1. The count to McDermott. The 1-1 pitch, line to left field. It'll be a base hit. Smeltzer cuts it off nicely, and she'll hold McDermott to a single. McDermott now 2 for 4 in the game. 10th hit of the game for the Cavaliers. McDermott's a 2-out base runner for the third baseman, Casey Chambers. Chambers is 2 for 3. She has grounded out, singled twice, knocking in a run in the 5th inning. Reynolds ready to work, and her first pitch is called strike. 1 strike to count to Casey Chambers. Reynolds with the windup in the 0-1 pitch. Line to right field. It's going to be in for a hit, and it'll go all the way back to the fence. Maddox cuts it off. Coming around third is McDermott. She will score. In at third with a stand-up triple is Chambers, who's now 3 for 4. And UVA tacks on another run. They lead at 6-1. 11th hit of the game for the Cavaliers. Chambers now with 2 RBIs, 3 hits.
The designated player, number 7, Megan Wilson.
Megan Wilson, the designated player, she moved to designated player. Russell and her swapped positions going to the bottom of the 6th. The windup in the pitch is in there for a strike. One strike to count to Megan Wilson. Tusculum baseball is tied at 5-5 in the 7th on a 2-run triple by Brandon Trammell. Low and away, 1-1. So Limestone was 1 strike away from a badly needed victory because Mars Hill was losing to UVA-Wise 3-2 in the 6th in their game. Limestone, if they would have held on, would have clinched a conference tournament berth. 1-1 pitch is line foul, 1-2. 6-1 UVA-Wise. They've scored in the 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Put up the old picket fence on the scoreboard. 1-2 the count to Wilson. Swing and a miss on the changeup. 7 strikeouts for Keelan Reynolds, but the Cavaliers get a run in the inning on 2 hits, and they leave 1. Bottom of the 7th, last chance for the Pioneers in Game 1. They trail 6-1 on the Pioneer Sports Network. Last chance for the Pioneers here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Tusculum trails 6-1. Rachel Lopalo looking for the complete game. It'll be Brittany France, Anna Alloway, and Maya Maddox due up. France has batted 1. She popped up. First pitch from Lopalo is taken for a strike. Tusculum just 2 hits in the game, both of them coming from Alexis Gramp. Neither of them factored into the run. Tusculum's left 7 on base. Low for a ball, 1-1. Game 2 will start about 35 minutes after the end of the first game, somewhere. It's whenever the umpires feel like coming back is when we'll start game 2. 1-1 pitch is low, 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike, the count to Brittany France. 2-1 pitch. Hit towards the hole. It's in the left field for a base hit. France gets the 3rd hit of the game for the Pioneers. She's a leadoff base runner here in the bottom of the 7th. And the right fielder, Anna Alloway, will bat. Alloway is 0 for 3. She's flied out, grounded out, and popped up. So Alloway batting with France on at first base. Pitch, line to center field, right on target to Miles for the first out. Alloway hit it on the nose, but she's out for the first out of the 7th. And she is 0 for 4. Maya Maddox comes to the plate. Maddox is 0 for 2. She's grounded out, walked, and struck out, and stole a base. Maddox batting with France at first, 1 out here in the 7th. Pitch is low and away for a ball, 1-0. One ball and no strikes to count. The pitch is bunted in the box. It is a strike. And it's a good thing for the Cavaliers because nobody was covering first base. That would have been a base hit, but instead it's a foul ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tusculum baseball is still tied with Limestone 5-5. There's now bases loaded, 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th for Fuzzy Fur to try and win it. The 1-1 pitch is bunted foul, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to count to Maddox. It sounds like from here the Tusculum baseball is just 1. As this one is hit to center field. Miles has it lined up, and she makes the catch for the second out. Oh, they call.
Number 33, Alexis Graham.
I think it was a winning run scored on a balk. Alexis Graham, the last chance for the Pioneers. She skies this one to right field. This should be the ball game. Huffman will make the catch. And the UVA-wise Cavaliers get the victory in game one of this doubleheader, winning by a score of 6-1. We'll have the totals and a recap for you in just a moment on the Pioneer Sports Network. Jim Miller back with you at Red Emmons Field, where the UVA-wise Cavaliers have defeated Tusculum 6-1 in game one of our doubleheader today. Final game totals for the Cavaliers: 6 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. They left 8. For Tusculum, 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error. They left 8. The winning pitcher was Rachel Lapallo. She gets the win to improve her record to 8-7. The losing pitcher is Caitlin Pickens. She drops to 3-4 with the loss. How'd they do it today? Well, Cavaliers got a run in the top of the second inning on an RBI single by Kaylee Huffman. They added 2 runs in the top of the third inning on a 2-run double by Alexis Miles to go up 3-0. Pioneers got their only run in the bottom of the fourth inning on a sacrifice fly by Haley Lazo. But the Cavaliers tacked on single runs in the 5th, 6th, and 7th. Casey Chambers had an RBI single in the 5th. A throwing error on a sacrifice allowed the run to score in the 6th. And then Chambers with an RBI triple in the 7th. Close out the scoring for the Cavaliers. Chambers was 3 for 4 with 2 runs batted in. Miles 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Katie Russell 2 for 4 with a run scored for the Cavaliers. Lapallo threw 100 pitches exactly. She struck out just 1, walked 4, and allowed 1 unearned run on 3 hits to get the victory. For Tusculum, in relief, Keelan Reynolds went 5 innings, allowed 7 hits and 3 runs. 2 of them earned, walked 1, struck out 7. But Pickens takes the loss to drop to 3-4 on the season. With the win, UVA-wise improves its record to 17-17-1 and 12-11 in the South Atlantic Conference. Tusculum drops to 18-17 overall, 12-11 in the South Atlantic Conference. With that victory by UVA-wise, Coker has been eliminated from consideration for the South Atlantic Conference tournament, meaning that there are 9 teams still alive for the 8 spots. It also means that whoever wins Game 2 of this doubleheader will clinch a playoff spot. And the loser will have to sweat out Monday between Newberry and Lenore Ryan to see who gets that final postseason spot. Once again, your final score in Game 1 of our doubleheader, UVA-wise 6, Tusculum 1. For our producer, Doug Page, I'm Jim Miller. We'll be back in about 30 minutes with Game 2 of our doubleheader between the Cavaliers and the Pioneers on the Pioneer Sports Network.